Welcome to Little Dovetails. We're working on a cedar chest today. It's a Lane cedar chest, and it was yellow, and the yellow paint and finish was peeling off and the trim was falling off the front of it. So after cleaning the piece, I start sanding it down to the bare wood and trying to start from a heavier grit and work my way down to a finer grit until I've got all of the finish removed. So you can see before and after just how much of the old finish was coming off there as I was sanding. And then I'm just kind of rotating the piece around, trying to get all sides of it. And I always turn my pieces upside down at some point to see what I may have missed and what I can get from the underneath side. I like the feet to be sanded too so that I can stain them, or any metal on them I want it polished to where it's brassy and new and not tarnished. I'm showing there a before, and I'm showing how beautiful it was after. It looked brand new, like a gold new brass foot. Just beautiful. Quite an improvement. So I've brought my piece inside from my little garage/shop, and now I'm cleaning it down again because you create a lot of dust sanding and stripping and removing old finishes. I also pulled every bit of trim off the face of this piece because it was ugly and it was dated and it was coming off anyways. And it was my intention to build it out with real wood carvings and real wood trim with leaf work, and build it out to be a little bit more decorative piece. Now they had two handles on the front of this piece like you would a cabinet door, brass handles. But they didn't operate any doors. They were just stuck on the front of the cabinet. So I'm filling the holes. And I'm going to need to find a way to hide those holes I filled with artwork or something. And here I am affixing the wood trim. It's solid wood trim. It's carved with ornate leaf work. I've used a lot of it on other furniture in my home and barn doors. I love it. And what I'm doing is I'm basically upgrading the piece. Adding elaborate artwork is one way, adding woodwork and trim, wood carvings. There's all kinds of ways you can improve and enhance a piece. So there's what I ended up with. I changed out the hardware. I put an elk on it. I did some painting. But I wasn't happy with the piece. I thought it looked kind of cute. So I'm back out in the shop again, and I'm redoing a project that I've done once before. And if you're really going to show how you restore a piece of furniture, you rebuild it out, make repairs, beautify it, whatever your plan is for it, and you're going to try to be honest about how it goes, then you also have to show the screw-ups. So this piece of furniture here, I already redid, and I put an elk on the front of it. And a little bit of decoration here. Let me come around so we can see it right side up. I mean, it's not bad, but the image isn't real clear, and I'm just not real happy with how it looks. Very happy with how my leaf work turned out. Very happy. Beautiful, beautiful detail. Beautiful. The leaves turned out gorgeous. Looks like real pretty artwork. I'm real happy with it. I'm pretty proud of how that turned out, but not so happy with the elk artwork. So I'm going to take it off and try again. I don't always get it right, but I don't have to call it finished until I like it. So I'm happily sanding it all off, thinking, well, I can take another shot at this, and I certainly can't do any worse. And hoping that by the time I get it all sanded off, I've come up with a good concept for how I'm going to decorate and complete the front. And I think as I was sanding it down, I was considering that maybe a rustic approach as far as elk wouldn't work for this piece, but maybe a little softer, feminine approach with a little rustic beauty would be all right, but keep it a little more feminine. So I busted out my decoupage and I used a little gilding highlights and enhanced the accents of the piece that I wanted to enhance a little bit more. I did make the feet rustic, a black rustic finish, because they weren't accepting paint, and when you have a piece that doesn't accept paint, you've got to, or stain, excuse me, it doesn't accept stain, you've got to do something else with it. So that is why the legs there are a black rustic finish that I distressed lightly, and it looked beautiful. Now the feet are gold, they're actually brass. I did change the knobs out to a ceramic knob with gold accents to tie into the feet. There are black flowers, ceramic flowers on those knobs that tie into the leg supports. Here's the key that goes with this piece. So the lock is gilded gold. The knobs have gold accents, and so do the feet. They all tie in together. I've even highlighted with a gilding highlight gold and fall colors. A little bit of emerald green, gold, and some red tones into every one of those leaves. So in the light, gold just kind of reflects from the knobs to the feet to highlights in each and every leaf. Every one. Artistically decorated by hand. And then the writing on the front of the piece is in gold. It's soft, but it's in gold with rose gold highlights. So it's still a rustic beauty, but it definitely has a little bit of a feminine flair to it. I'm kind of coming in close here because you really can't appreciate how beautiful each leaf is until you get it in a certain light, and when you come up close you can see that each one is individually highlighted. I'm very happy with the piece now. Sometimes the only thing you can do when you're working with a piece and you're really trying to make it beautiful is scratch your first concept, get to work, and start over. Look at the beautiful gold from the knobs to the feet. Everything tied in so pretty. I changed the complete approach to it. It's just a beautiful piece. As I am trying to restock my supplies, and I love to give pieces away from time to time, this one will be one that I do put for sale on Facebook Marketplace to try to replenish my supplies. I buy all of my pieces. Very rarely do I ever find one for free, once in a long while. but it's time to restock.